Want to tag more toms in your food plots this spring? Stay tuned right here on Landbeat.
A lot of food plot strategies revolve around the fall and not so much the spring, but a lot of times we think, well, I've got an opening, so turkeys are automatically going to just start using it come spring. But there's a couple nuances that a lot of turkey hunters miss the ball on when it comes to their food plot acres and the activity that they could receive in the food plot.
Big time. How often do you hear people say, I had turkeys in the winter,
Yes.
and then they leave and they weren't there during the spring, especially down south.
Yep.
And I think about a lot of the food plots that are planted in today's market where it's highly diverse, they've got a lot of cereal grains, and at some point just before turkey season they may have seen turkeys in the food plots and then they don't know what happened. But,
or it's heavy on the grain side.
Yeah.
Whether it be standing corn, heavy corn stubble, or soybean stubble.
That's right. And so you see food plot usage in March, early April if you're in the Midwest, and then all of a sudden turkeys leave and we don't know what happened. Today we're going to talk about some of the disturbances or management we need to use to ensure that we get continued usage from our turkeys in our food plot acres.
We know 100% that it's a tom's nature every single spring that he's going to be displaying his dominance. They're strutting and strutting for a couple months straight, but they need to, or generally will pick a high spot, a place where they can be seen, an open ridge. And if your openings are super dense, then that's not a strut zone anymore. It's not a place that they're going to frequent anyhow.
Imagine National Geographic when we're kids and you're watching the prairie chickens or the sage grouse do their displays and their lekking behavior. Turkeys are doing something very similar. So we need to ensure we have short vegetation, free of debris or standing stubble, that they can maneuver and display their dominance. And behind us we have a great example of what we're trying to avoid. We've got standing soybeans from this past summer into the fall and winter that are just too tall for a tom to feel comfortable to strut around in.
Too tall and too dense.
That's right.
You know, he's got his wings spread, he's trying to display dominance, he can't twist and turn in all that soybean stubble nearly as easy as if this was removed.
That's right. And so now we're standing in an area where we had a dozer operator put in a pond, and as he moved around everything got trampled.
Yes.
And we actually have a trail camera just behind the camera that's been very active with turkeys strutting all around. I think I had a picture last week where there was 5 or 6 different toms and Jake strutting with a bunch of hens. Yeah. And they're all right here, but you don't see many strutting back there, and that's not by accident.
Well, and that's an important thing to talk about is we got soybean stubble here. That's been there since the fall and will continue to be until it's grown up. But let's say you don't have grain, but you plant a diverse fall mixture where you got wheat, cereal rye, triticale maybe growing up. Well, you may see in the early portion of the season a lot of turkey usage, but throughout the duration of a turkey season, that plant or those plant species are going to bolt. They're going to drastically shoot up. They might be at 6 inches, but get to 18 to 24 or higher within a 2-3 week period. And you went from an area that was high usage of turkey strutting activity to nearly
gone. Yeah.
Completely gone.
So what do you have to do? You've got food plots. If your food plots have standing grain, standing soybeans, corn, mow it down, roll it down, use a drag, put it on the ground so the turkeys can now maneuver through that area. If you've got cereal grains coming on, the wheat, oats, cereal rye, triticale, any of those coming on, you need to consider, should you mow it, should you spray it, if you're trying to encourage turkey usage. So you may not have to spray the entire field, but spray a portion like this. We could spray the back corner to ensure that turkeys will continue to use it.
Can you call turkeys into other areas? You just, set up in the woods? Yes, you can, but if we're talking about max usage of the food plot acres that we have to consider them during the spring and as a strut zone management if we want to punch more tags. But the other thing is, we can add a little bit more strategy. Like you said, we might not do the whole field, do a portion where the birds are commonly roosted over to the north, northeast. Well, set up and do it over that in that corner of the field. Have a little bit more strategy to where it makes sense from when a bird pitches down off the roost that it comes into an opening and can begin to display that dominance. Great place for your decoys to also be seen. It makes for a lot of great hunting activity and higher success when you manage your food plots in the spring for strut zones.
What do they do?